I think that the reasons that the BBC think that Six Music should be shut are the wrong ones. So they think that essentially, as far as I can work out, it costs too much and doesn't deliver enough unique BBC users. So the problem is that the people who listen to Six Music also listen to Radio 4 and Radio 5 and Radio 2. I think that their logic is flawed. Six Music is a great station because it is alternative. And alternative is a mindset that you have. You don't grow out of it. It's just your taste. So if your taste is to go and see a new play rather than a kind of established Alan Bennett, or if you like underground film rather than mainstream rubbish Hollywood blockbusters, you can't change that. And that's what Six Music caters for in terms of music. I think that people tend to think that because music, pop music, is a relatively young form, that it's all the same. It's not. If you're a fan of alternative music, you're constantly interested to see what's new out there. And there is no other station that provides the breadth of music that Six Music does. You can't get it on Radio 2, you can't get it on XFM. There's a constant playlist on places like XFM, and although Six Music has a playlist, its presenters, who are incredibly well informed, are allowed to play you stuff that they like. I'm thinking, for example, of Stuart McConey's Freak Zone, which is a completely unique programme. Jarvis Cocker, who plays quite a lot of spoken word and really quite odd stuff. I mean, it's right the way across the board, from morning till night, that Six Music plays interesting stuff that you just don't hear elsewhere. And I think it would be a travesty to shut it down. The argument for the BBC, as far as I understand it, is they want to rationalise radio. So they want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they want radio stations to attach themselves to that. So Radio 7 will be attached to Radio 4, and Six Music, if it is to survive at all, will be attached to Radio 2. There is a problem with that. Radio 2 is a very odd, amazing station. It covers, you know, anything from Jonathan Ross, who I would quite naturally listen to, Radcliffe and McConey, particular favourite of mine, two things I literally cannot have on. They're so terrible. Like Ken Bruce, I cannot listen to the man. Sarah Kennedy, terrible. Now, you can't tell me that listeners to Sarah Kennedy are going to want to listen to Six Music. It's a completely different mindset, and I think it should be acknowledged and not just tagged on to Radio 2 as a kind of sap for those of us who are upset that Radcliffe and McConey has been dropped down from 4 to 3 shows a week. It's just not going to work. You're pushing fans of alternative music into listening to their iPod. There is no alternative to Six Music.